Hi folks, today's video is going to be all about our favorite things in 2019.
My favorite thing about 2019 is that it's over. It was a little bit of a rough year, but no, there was a lot of really good stuff in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we're going to focus on the positive.
So, I guess maybe no particular order. What's one of the first things that was great or your favorite from the last year?
Definitely joining the Mercs of Mischief and getting to play Key 3 and just meeting all of those folks.
The Avalon Knights.
Yeah.
All of that kind of stuff. Yeah, definitely look for them. And yeah, getting to play Baptiste in the Poison Paradise game, which was... I was only supposed to be a part of that game for like 3 episodes, and now I'm a regular member, and it's an indefinitely running game.
Yeah.
And it's really fun.
Yeah, it's been a great game, as well as just having a regular weekly game is really nice.
Yeah, and it's... I think that, getting to run with like Kevin and Sarah and Les and Hannah and Sky, like... It's as close as I've been able to get with an online game to feeling like sitting around the table.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to play with a lot of really awesome people. That's not saying anything bad about any of the other groups, but it's just the banter and the fun. And it's a game that focuses, at least Paradise, we focus on roleplay.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, the Warlocks game definitely focuses on roleplay as well.
Yeah, no, Avalon Knights, Mercenaries of Mischief, Too Many Warlocks, and Poison Paradise. Absolutely check that out. Yeah, that's got to be at the top, sure. I don't know if favorite is the right, but definitely like one of the most impactful things, and I do love it, from 2019 is my special eyes. My laser eyes. Yeah, no, I have really, really bad vision, and like so bad that I couldn't even wear contacts for the last 2 years almost. If not 2 years. My astigmatism was so bad. And so I finally got, laser corrective surgery. And boy, I don't really remember the week of recovery. But yeah, getting my eyes done.
You looked like the Dude or Thick Thor.
Yeah, sure. No, that's fair. I remember that I learned how to build like a throne of pillows.
Yes.
And so that I didn't have to actively keep my eyes closed, I would just walk around with like a bandana tied around my eyes. So I felt like I was getting ready for like a kung fu training montage. But instead I was just getting ready for more tramadol and like vaguely listening to books on tape. Yeah, getting my eyes done is up there for me, as well as I just kind of said it. I got into Audible this year. I've always loved reading, and kind of am jealous of how many novels you get through all the time, and I just don't feel like I don't have the time, and when I have the time to read, I want to be doing something else. So I got into books on tape, and I sprang for an Audible subscription. And listening to the books on tape, I've gone through 5 Warhammer novels. I'm on my 3rd Expanse novel. Thank you so much for Tabletop Loop. Tabletop Loop, they gave me the first one for free, and I love that book series now. I've seen the first episode of the TV series. I love it. I've got a book on tape that helps me fall asleep. I've got a weekly Dutch language news that I listen to on the drive to work. So yeah, Audible. And I started listening to it while I was getting my eyes done. Yeah, that's up there for me as well.
Yeah, so on the subscription, and I finally sprang for getting a Spotify subscription. And that has definitely made a big impact, because it's allowed me to listen to a lot more artists than I had been. So it's expanded a lot of my music taste. I love the daily mix thing. getting to be like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff that I already listened to and a couple new things sprinkled in, as well as I had been using it before subscribing for game music. There are a couple of playlists on there that I would pull up, or soundtracks, stuff like that, when we were running our in-person game, just to have some like fun background music to help set the mood.
Yeah, and just because you've got it, I've been exposed to more music. Tessa Violet, which I tended to like the hits that would come out, but I've listened to a lot of her stuff because you've been listening to it. And I like Spotify as well. Some of the artists that I like that I never expected to like because they were suggested for me, Lil Yachty and XXXTentacion are like artists that I would have never picked up their stuff because it's not the type of hip hop I like, but I actually do like them. And so Spotify, I'll steal that one and co-opt it a little bit. What else?
I wrapped up the home game that I was running. My first
your
home
favorite
brew.
thing was finishing our game.
No, not finishing it, but getting like coming to the end of the story and kind of wrapping it up nicely and kind of feeling that sense of like accomplishment. And yeah, that was a nice like feeling like I finished out something instead of it just petering off was really nice.
Well, and you made your first map because of that, and then did all of Mapvember, which was really great.
Yeah.
And like really good knack for it. So.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that.
Let's see what else is there. Oh, I guess it's maybe mine are boring. One of my favorite things of 2019 is I got a full-time job for the first time in my fucking life. But like I did it. I finally did. I've always wanted to be a professor. I've been adjuncting, which has some good stuff about it and a lot of crappy stuff about it for 8.5, 9 years. And yeah, I finally got a full-time teaching position and I love it. It's challenging and I'm having to make a lot of adjustments, but like I'm just a professor, which is great. And getting paid a decent wage and having benefits, Americans. So that means I can actually see a doctor, is a pretty nice change. So yeah, getting a full-time job is definitely, maybe that's the top of my favorites list for 2019. Yeah.
So last Christmas, we got a Switch.
I gave you my...
You also gave me your heart.
Yeah.
And
Kalima.
Kalima. Not that kind of gaming. But anyways, and so I spent a good
you were laughing through it. We got a Switch. We got a Switch last year, but we really only played it this year.
Yeah, because I got it for the holidays. And I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild. That was the game that kind of was the like, I want to get a Switch so that I can play this gorgeous gorgeous game. I love the gameplay, the open world, that like, because you went a different route than I went.
Oh, we did. We played the game completely differently.
Yeah. And I still, haven't like played it to 100% completion. I think I'm like 95% of the way through.
I beat the game on accident. Like I didn't realize I was going into the Ganon fight. And I was just like, oh, you might want to leave the room because apparently I'm doing this now.
But that was a really great game, and
Stardew Valley is a great sort of. It is the British baking show of video games. Like it's just wholesome and good, and everyone's nice to each other. And Paul Hollywood's hair is ridiculous, even in Stardew Valley. That's I would put the Switch on there for sure. I think overall in 2019, like the growth that we've had in the channel, we've got to say that. Like, of course we have to say that, but getting to meet so many people, the collaborations we've done, we mentioned that with Knights of Avalon, Avalon Knights, but also with Pixels.
Yeah.
Just the Cabinets and Cocktails series is an absolute blast. And like, Bob has become a genuine friend, not just a co-worker. And like when I go into the bar for lunch or something, like I feel like staff in a good way. And it's really nice, and just getting to play all of the games and hanging out with all of them and learning all of the bartender tricks. Our relationship with Pixels has been really great this year.
A couple months ago, I got back into cooking. Which was something I hadn't been doing for years and years because he was
Well,
home.
yeah, I was a house husband, which I loved doing. Like that's a real job, and I cooked most of the time, but I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, and we used HelloFresh kind of for a couple weeks to kind of help kickstart, like, because I realized it was like, I went to the grocery store, I was like, I can make like 3 things,
Yeah.
but I don't want to just have these 3 meals all the time.
Right. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, it would have been enchiladas, tacos. It would have been enchiladas and tacos.
Yeah.
That's all we would have. Which I'm not mad at that.
No. So that's been a really great, like, getting back into cooking and kind of that, like, getting home and the, like, self-care aspect of the, like, I'm gonna get home, put some music on or listen to a game or something like that, and I'm gonna spend 30 minutes cooking a nice dinner for myself that's not gonna be crappy fast food or a frozen dinner, and just kind of, that's been nice and feeling like I'm expanding my cooking repertoire.
And some days, like crappy fast food or whatnot, or ordering a pizza, which we definitely still do, like that's not bad if that's what you've got to be able to do. But it's been nice, and like coming home to you cooking is really cool. I've never been on that side of it for our entire relationship. Like that's kind of neat. But you also, like, you've always been a really good baker, and I think you've discovered that you're also a really good cook.
Mm-hmm. I just need a recipe.
Yeah, and so that's very nice. And I think definitely one of the best things of our 2019 was this year's Gen Con. Not only do we love Gen Con every year, but this year we got to go with Tucker again.
Yeah.
Which Tucker introduced us to Gen Con, and so he got to come with us again, and it was absolutely fantastic to have him there.
We also got to run games at Gen Con with Mams, and that was really fun.
We were, that Game Master badge was one of like the most, like I teared up not only when I picked it up, but like when I would just see it. I'm a crier. Yeah, and your games, like I heard people talking about your Crash Pandas in the hallway. Getting to run Tales from the Loop. We got to see all of the Demigods folks.
Yeah, I
Joey
felt like this,
and everybody.
This year's Gen Con in a way felt like coming home, because there was a comfort. We knew the space, as well as we got to meet up with so many friends that it was just like, this is like our camp that we go to every year and have 4 days of fun.
Yeah, no, it's neat. Like, even though it's only the downtown area, it always feels like, oh, we're back. Oh, we're from Indy. Don't worry about it. We can help you out. Unless you need to go 6 blocks away, and then we can't help at all. Yeah. I mean, laser eyeballs, running games, new friends, pixels, cooking.
Audiobooks,
music. Yeah, there's a lot that's been really great. So maybe I'm not just glad that the year's over. Maybe I'm glad for how good of a year, new job, how good of a year it's actually been.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the things that were really great for your 2019? We'd love to hear about it in the comments below.
A big thanks to all of our patrons, and especially to Bryce. If you want to support our channel, you can head over to our Patreon page and check out the perks of being a patron.
One of our upcoming videos will be talking about what we're looking forward to in 2020, the year of Advantage. The next couple of weeks are the holiday season, so we're probably only going to put out 1 or 2 videos. If you're spending some of your holiday times watching our channel, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Check out some of the past videos, make some comments. We still read those, share them with somebody. But also hopefully you're getting able to spend some time with friends and family and the family of your choosing. And we're going to come back real strong next year. And we will see you then.
All right. So until next time, I'm Dawn.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're Roll for Initiative.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'm ready to film.
You gotta sit down, babe. We're not both in the shot.
I'm in the shot.
Hi, folks!
On this episode, we're going to talk about